Let's move into some climate change news. Again, it's hot, and getting hotter. That's what happens when you have a warming planet, per the climate data. In XMACIS2, this is the first time since 1913 that Death Valley has reached 130 Fahrenheit. In July 2013, it reached 129 Fahrenheit. If valid, it would be the hottest August temperature at the site by 3 degrees Fahrenheit. Um, yeah, that's happening. This is from Zach Laib. Another month with just patches of blue, all the way down here in the Antarctic. Little bit here, little bit here. Coast of South Africa, southern tip of South America, but not a lot of blue, guys. Maybe a little guy up here. A lot of hot. Overall, the average July global air temperature was 0.89 C above 1951 to 1980 climate baseline, plus 1.12 C above the 1880 baseline. Thank you for including that, Zach Laib. So if you want to use 1880 as your baseline, we're above 1. Uh, if you want to go back to 1750, then of course we're over 1.5 already. Some idiot. But it's getting cooler. All right. Anyways, that is from Zach Laib. Um, Scott Andrews. Oh, I can't stand watching any election news. I'm pretty sure it's hard. Yes, hard to take. I'm a news junkie, so it doesn't bother me as much. But I'm sure to a lot of people, they're just like, I don't have any more. I don't have any more brain bandwidth for this. Bringing this to you. Here comes a little bit of techno fixery hopium. Concrete, a centuries old material, gets a new recipe. I think I read something like this recently. Maybe it was last year. I read the same articles over and over again. They're just, with a new date on them. Uh, Anyways, on any given day, Central Concrete in San Jose, California does what concrete companies have been doing for centuries, combining sand, gravel, water, and cement to create the slurry that is used in construction. But Central, one of a handful of companies at the forefront of a movement to make a greener concrete, oh boy, because that's really going to help. That's going to really fight climate change there, is increasingly experimenting with some decidedly new mixtures. Um, in one part of the plant, carbon dioxide from a chemical gas company is injected into the concrete, locking in that concrete greenhouse gas and keeping it out of the atmosphere. Oh, thank you. Where it would contribute to global warming. Elsewhere, engineers tinker with the recipe for concrete, trying out substitutes for some of the cement, which makes up about 15% of the mix, and functions as the glue that holds it all together. Cement, however, is also responsible for most of the concrete's carbon emissions. Emissions so high that some have abandoned concrete for alternative building materials like mass timber and bamboo. Concrete, it turns out, has a serious pollution problem. The most widely used construction material on the planet, it has given us sculptural buildings, sturdy bridges, dams, parking garages, countless other structures that surround us, but concrete is also responsible for about 8% of global carbon emissions. If concrete were a country, it would rank third in emissions behind China and the United States. Yeah. In the United States alone, 370 million cubic yards of concrete was produced last year. Nearly 40% of it going into commercial real estate, according to the National Ready Mix Concrete Association and Trade Group. In recent decades, architects, developers, and policymakers seeking to lower the carbon footprint of buildings have focused on reducing energy use by improving the efficiency of lighting, heating, and other systems. To lower emissions even further, They are looking beyond such operational matters to the carbon emitted in the production and transportation of the materials that make up the structures or so-called embodied carbon. All eyes are on concrete because buildings use so much of it, from foundations to the topmost floors. People are getting smarter about where global warming impacts are coming from. Concrete is responsible for a disproportionate chunk. Okay, anyways. I'm reading this so that I can say bad things about it. And the funny thing is this was retweeted by David Wallace Wells, and somebody was like, awesome. Somebody had tweeted this out. Awesome article about how concrete is getting greener. Oh, so awesome. Yeah, like, how about not building so much shit? How about just giving up the whole, like, we got to build more stuff idea? No, we can't do that. No, we must build more things. We're going to need a lot of concrete in order to build those sea barriers, right? The barriers for high tide, right? Every major city is going to have these gigantic billion-trillion-dollar sea barriers, and we're going to need a lot of concrete for that, right? And hopefully it's green concrete, okay? You know what I'm saying? Jay Ackert, this planet is a concrete monoculture, and I hate it. It's just so stupid. This is just such a dumb idea. It's just such a dumb thing to get excited about. I mean, after you green up the concrete, right, make it, 15 or 20% less CO2 emitting or whatever, you're not even factoring in all the other things that go into the making of the concrete and the gravel and the getting and the shipping and all the other stuff and all the other emissions and inputs that happen from building with concrete. Oh my God. But, somebody is tweeting this out. Awesome article about concrete. All right. I'm so excited. Anyway, some people just don't get it, I guess, but this is, here's some news about the Green New Deal, even though the Green New Deal has serious problems, but it has other major problems, which is that a lot of green jobs aren't even union jobs. So they're low paying, maybe that, whatever. But we want people, if they're going to, whatever it is that they're doing, we want them to have a living wage, which is what? $21 an hour, $22 an hour. Certainly isn't 10 or 15. The Green New Deal just won a major union endorsement. What's stopping the AFL-CIO? Union support for the Green New Deal is growing. All right. Look for the union label. It's time for America's largest labor federation to get on board. The AFT, the American Federation of Teachers, the second largest teachers union in the country, passed a resolution in support of the Green New Deal at its biennial convention at the end of July. The Green New Deal, federal legislation introduced in early 2019, will create a living wage job for anyone who wants one and implement 100% clean and renewable energy by 2030. I mean, in theory, it sounds good. The endorsement is huge news for both Green New Deal advocates but just remember the New Deal, Green New Deal is all about keeping capitalism going and keeping growth economies going, which are absolutely the things that are killing the planet. So just keep that in mind. The endorsement is huge news for both Green New Deal advocates and the AFL-CIO, the largest federation of unions in the United States. The AFT's endorsement could be a sign of environmental activists' growing power, and it sends a message to the AFL-CIO that it, too, has an opportunity to get on board with the Green New Deal. But working people's conditions are changing rapidly, and with nearly half of all workers in the country without a job, the leaders of the AFL-CIO and its member unions may choose to knuckle down on what they perceive to be bread and butter issues instead of fighting more broadly and boldly beyond immediate workplace concerns. Let's see. The AFT endorsement follows that of the Association of Flight Attendants Service Employees International Union, National Nurses United, and the main AFL-CIO, all of which declared the support for the Green New Deal in 2019. And while local unions have passed resolutions in support of the Green New Deal, the AFT, NNU, and AFA-CWA are the only national unions in the AFL-CIO to endorse the Green New Deal. SEIU is affiliated with another labor federation, Change to Win. Let's see. The fork in the road is complicated by the fact that both the labor movement and the entire country are in crisis. With millions unemployed and all eyes on the presidential election in November, Trumka favors Liz Schuler, Secretary Treasurer of the AFL, and second in command as his successor. I guess Trumka is the leader of the AFL-CIO. Et cetera, et cetera. Politics. Although most union members have no interest in being retrained for another career, fossil fuel workers and their unions are particularly protective of their jobs. Refinery workers can make up to 6 figures without a college degree, and there are very few jobs with comparable wages in a non-extractive industry that these same workers could be easily hired for. Further, these workers have a right to be suspicious. Barack Obama campaigned on creating 5 million green jobs, but it's unclear how many new green jobs were actually produced. There were some new green jobs, of course, but the vast majority are non-union, and the wages reflect that. Solar panel installers make between $30,000 and $50,000 a year. $30,000 is obviously rock bottom. You can't really live on $30,000. Most people, if you live in a big city especially. So, yeah, Barack Obama, 5 million green jobs didn't really happen. Again, another reason to beware of the Biden promise of this green new thing. But you know, hope and change, guys. Hope and change. Numerous union members, workers in non-extractive industries are serious about the Green New Deal. AFT members who work to pass a resolution are calling for more than tacit support. Okay, I'm not going to read any more of this. Just giving you guys a little bit of an overview. Hey guys, remember to like, share, and subscribe, and you can support the channel. The links below, PayPal, Patreon, Square. Also, if you'd like to watch the live streams, you can watch the live streams on my Patreon channel. You can subscribe for as little as $1. So hopefully I will see you over there, and thanks so much.